Welcome to our Innovation and Creativity in School Nutrition Program series. And today I am so excited because I have with me Chef Jim Hemmen. And Jim is a chef, a top chef in Arizona and throughout the nation. He's nationally known. But on top of that, he is feeding the children of Roosevelt School District right here in South Phoenix, Arizona. And Jim could be a top chef anywhere he wanted to be, but he has chosen to feed the leaders of tomorrow. And I'm excited because of the work he's doing. I want to talk about is his warehouse. Can you imagine me getting excited about a warehouse? But wait till you hear what Chef Jim Hemmen has to say. So Jim, we've talked about the living landscape. Can you elaborate maybe more on the greenhouse that you're putting in? A greenhouse!
Sure. Well, we talked a little bit about the living landscape and the holistic approach to the property. And when you take the property and you go like this, just like your home, you're going to landscape it and you're going to do things to make it look beautiful from the outside. But remember in life, we're beautiful on the inside and we go out. And everything starts somewhere. So we have this living landscape, we have this property, but we're going to have to sustain that somehow. So one of the things that we decided to do was, we live in Arizona. And we get sun most of the year, but there's 4 months out of the year where MGM, it's just downright hot. And we're going to have to be able to keep those plants going somehow. So in a greenhouse, you have the ability to grow things that normally wouldn't be growing anywhere else. You have the ability to alter the environment so you can create new living organisms. And in the greenhouse, we can also cool it down to make it fun for the kids during the summer. So we decided to build about a 100-foot greenhouse on this property, and it will actually house 3 components. The first component is a standard greenhouse where we'll be able to take the composted dirt, we'll bring it in, and the students will be able to come and plant a seed. And as you know, all educational lessons in and around plant science start with a seed. Well, life starts with a seed. And so if we can take and plant those seeds, and we can get those sprouts, those children can do a couple things. They can A, take the sprout home. Perfect. B, they can take the sprout and go put it on the ground on the property, thus sustaining the living landscape, which is critical. Or they continue to nurture that sprout until it's actually a plant, and then we can potentially take it to the farmer's market and they can sell it and make a little bit of money, which is the business behind it. So that's one component. The second part of that greenhouse is that we're not only going to have a standard greenhouse, we've decided that we want to explore hydroponics and aquaponics. And that's the part I'm really excited about, because in hydroponic environments, let's face it, a lot of our food today that we get out of California and various other places around the country is all hydroponically grown so that we can support the food chain in this country. What we're not doing is doing it organically in really nutrient-rich soils. We want to teach the children about how to work organically with the soil to create nutrient-rich environments to produce what I call superfoods. Superfoods, as you know, are often found in the supplements that you and I buy in the grocery stores, so that we can alter our lifestyles to fit the diet, exercise, lack of sleep, or we need some sort of pick-me-up in the form of ginseng or ginkgo biloba or you name it vitamin. I'm not in the vitamin business anymore. Occasionally I dabble in them, but what I do is I get my vitamins and minerals from the food that I eat. So I call things superfoods these days. And one of the ways that you can create superfoods is hydroponically, but one of the next generations of producing what I call superfoods is aquaponics. It's recycling the water that comes from something else, reclaiming water, regenerating it with nutrients from soils naturally and organically, and that's kind of the easy way of saying it, and growing foods that are really, really nutrient rich. They would be like watercress. They would be what I call arugula. They would even be alfalfa. Those are the things that companies use for biobotanicals that are actually putting compounds that are in the vitamin. Let's say you took a little bit of watercress. Let's say you took a little bit of arugula. Let's say you took a little wheatgrass. And you went into the kitchen and you pulled out some basic salad mix, little green leaf, little romaine, a few carrots, and tomatoes and radishes and zucchini and whatever things that you enjoyed, and you threw them in a bowl. You just have a standard everyday salad. But if you take this food that's found in a vitamin and you supplement, and all of a sudden you have this super salad mix.
Wow.
And you take a little boneless chicken on it that's been marinated a little bit, a little olive oil with a few natural herbs picked out of the garden, and you slice it up and you put it in there. And you take a little, let's say a little cilantro and a little oil, and you squeeze a lime, and all that's pulled out of the ground right in your backyard, and you squeeze it together and you whip it up. You'd have one of the healthiest salads you could possibly eat, let alone go out and buy in a restaurant. And it would cost you pennies on the dollar. So let's fast forward for a second. Let's say we could bring the children onto our property, and we could grow these things, and we could teach them to grow those things. And we talked earlier about my culinary lab. Let's say we took all that stuff in the culinary lab, and we actually taught the children how to do that. And their parents were sitting in the audience, and they were able to watch through video or look through the windows in the kitchen and watch their children eating that. Wouldn't that be cool?
Oh gosh, and wouldn't it be exciting for the community? And I mean, that leads us right into, bringing the community in. How are you seeing this as a way to educate and help the community to feel better, look better, and have more nutrients in their diets? How are you thinking about using that?
Well, we talked earlier a little bit about our wellness education, and that's kind of an off-take into it, and that's kind of why I led that direction with you. One of the functions of that conference center or our educational space is that we as child nutrition professionals more and more are being recognized experts in our field, not only in the community, but at the school itself. Teachers look to us for nutritional information. Students look to us for nutrition information. Parents are looking to us for help. Okay, so one of the things that we can do, and this again is part of the Michelle Obama Let's Move concept, and chefs move to school. Now I'm a chef and I adopted my own school district, obviously. But there are districts out there that don't have chefs. But in this district, we not only have myself, I have a host of chefs that want to come and help. Throughout the community of Phoenix and Scottsdale, there's hundreds of chefs that are recognized all over the place. Do you know we actually have 2 of the Iron Chefs that live here and been on the Food Network? How cool is that? Now I don't know those guys super well, but I know of them. Wouldn't it be cool if we could get one down and they could play in the kitchen with a bunch of little ones? We could go out in the gardens, we could pick some stuff, 7 to 9 basic things that you would find in your refrigerator at home. We could make a homemade salad dressing, we could take a little bit of protein, and we could do that together. We could give a little lecture. The parents are watching out in the audience, and then we could actually have a meal together afterwards, and we could share recipes. To me, that is the ultimate experience.